And it is time for the Creator Spotlight. Today we're going to be talking to Jennifer Mercedes from La Vida Baseball. The channel celebrates Latino culture and its passion for baseball. We're going to ask Jennifer about today's game as well as growing up a Yankee fan in just a minute. But first, here's a taste of the great content you can see on the channel.
Tacos o empanadas?
No, empanadas. Empanadas.
Oof, that's a tough one. I don't know. It depends what kind of empanadas, but I'd probably go with tacos.
Don Omar or Daddy Yankee?
Daddy Yankee. Daddy Yankee.
LeBron James or Steph Curry?
LeBron. LeBron James.
I don't watch basketball.
Shakira or J-Lo?
J-Lo. Shakira.
J-Lo.
J Balvin or Bad Bunny?
Bad Bunny. Bad Bunny.
I don't know. Probably Bad Bunny because they play him every time in the locker room.
So much fun. You always make the players feel so comfortable. Jennifer, thank you so much for joining us here today. Clearly, you interview a lot of MLB players for La Vida Baseball. So this is a tough one, but who has been your favorite player to interview?
Well, first of all, thank you so much for having me. And yes, it is a tough one. I'd have to say that this year, up until now, my favorite player has been Albert Pujols. And the reason being having the opportunity to interview him in his final year, his final season. And he's just at a different stage in his life. He's having more fun. So it's fun to watch him on the field, but it was also so much more fun to be able to talk to him and really just break it down and talk about his career throughout the years. So it would be Albert right now.
I love that answer, just being part of his journey. Now, we are about to watch two of the most exciting players in the game go head-to-head in Byron Buxton and Julio Rodriguez. Who are you most looking forward to watching today?
Now, while Byron is doing his thing, he's so much fun to watch. I'm a little biased, and I'm going to have to go with my fellow Dominicano, the J-Rod show, Julio Rodriguez, who is just amazing. He is going to be a superstar. I think he's got that X factor that you look for in a player and an athlete and in any type of artist, right? He's got it, but he doesn't only have it on the field. He also has it off the field, and I'm looking forward to not just, in this game, but what he's going to do throughout his career.
100% with you. His personality is so much fun. We have some of his YouTube videos on our show here this afternoon as well. Now, we are talking about the Twins, of course, and Buxton has had a lot of long balls lately, but you grew up a Yankees fan, so we want you to weigh in on this. How many home runs will the home run leader, Aaron Judge, hit this season?
I'm going to go with 60. I think he can do it, right? He did 52, I believe, his rookie season, and having, going to be a free agent at the end of this year, he's got to show off. So I think it's going to be 60.
Love that prediction. And if it's right, you heard it here first. Now, let's talk about your YouTube channel and all the work you do with La Vida Baseball. You guys celebrate the Latino culture and the passion that these fans and players have on the channel for baseball. What do you love most about the Latin baseball culture and how they express the love for the game?
It's got to be that, right? It's got to be the way that they express their love for the game. Being a Latina, I know what it's like to have an extra type of passion for something. And when you're representing where you come from on a team, when you're maybe one of a few, you put a little extra oomph into it. And, MLB had that campaign talking about let the kids play. Latino players have been playing. They haven't stopped playing. And they definitely make the game fun. I say they put the sazon, the seasoning into the game of baseball.
I love that answer there. How about you? You talk about your connections, of course. What is that like, just having that bond that you create with the players? And I talked about that comfort level. I mean, it comes right across in the interview, and they get to speak so often Spanish with you.
Oh, it's one of the greatest things that I can do, right, is allow the players to have a platform where they can speak in their native tongue and feel comfortable in sharing their stories, but also just talking about where they come from and having a lot of fun. It's a blessing for me, and it's an honor for me to be able to have conversations. I like to look at them as conversations and not just interviews.
Yeah, we can tell it comes across in your work. And before we let you go, we love to ask our guests this. Can you just tell us about your favorite baseball memory?
it has to be, speaking of Latino players and the way we show off, it's got to be Nelson Cruz hitting a go-ahead 3-run home run in the WBC, the Dominican versus the U.S. And it was a game that was held out in Florida. I was in the press box with a few other of the journalists that came from the Dominican Republic. And when I tell you, I just about lost my mind in that moment. The DR was down. I think the game was 5-3. And the DR, when Nelson came up to bat and he hit that home run, and talking about a player that doesn't really pimp home runs, he's a veteran. In this game, I mean, I had never seen Nelson so excited, jumping out of his seat, pointing across his chest to the Dominican on his chest. And I mean, you had a stadium filled with Dominicans in the U.S. That alone was just, I mean, I got chills still thinking about it. It was such an amazing moment. We lost. Thank you, Adam Jones. But it was still an amazing moment.
Yes, you describe it perfectly. I get chills. I'm sure it was so incredible for you to witness that passion that we continue to see from so many of these great players in the game. Jennifer, thank you so much for the time, and keep up the great content on YouTube.
Thank you so much.
It is time to take a look at some numbers a little bit more closely on this